And it's really it's somewhat of a delicate, situation. I mean, because if you born in America, then the things you are taught who to love and you are taught who to hate. You feel me? And they tell you about, who the enemies of, the country is and everything. But what you don't know is the real reason behind that. Because when you look at situations like my life, this is a crime against humanity that expanded on for over 2 decades. By people that are rich now, you feel me, influential figures, and people don't really know the real story of how they gain and attain that success they have. People don't know the true story. It could be, you got 1 or 2 guys or whatever, and they acted as gateways, you feel me, to bring in like 20 more people, you feel me, like 30 more people, under the same, premeditated identity theft / larceny, campaign. And then they strong arm it with gangs, feel me? They join a gang of cults. And so for people looking at my life, my personal life, they see the real reason why I'm being targeted right now, you feel me? I'm being targeted by this cult who integrated themselves with the structures. And what they do is they attack you by, they attack people, regular people, through, regular, just for human, being a human. You feel me? Like, they use human stuff, like human related things, in order to try to frame a person. And the reason they're doing this and applying so much pressure on my life, for all these years, not just the last 8, but the last 20 as well, is because they're trying to protect this scam, this identity theft scam, feel me? They steal a person's brand, entity, and things that they seen came from God, you feel me? And they got, I mean, they say the early bird get the worm, feel me? They jumped on that early, and then it carry on my entire life, you feel me? Not just adolescence, not just prepubescence, not just adulthood, but the whole time it spanned over in phases, you feel me, in stages of my entire life. And me personally, being a person that gone through it, I can recall more than enough instances in my personal life as a witness, of things that, that confirm that reality, you feel me? And so you see me in positions like this, you feel me, of almost, once again, in plain sight, you feel me, I'm one step away from, being in a freezing cold, raining and all that, I've been here so many times and I reported it every time, before it ever got this bad, to the general public as well as to the structures. That's all as a regular person I was responsible for. So I had to find out this stuff, over time through experience. You feel me? And that's how I learned, about, how evil and cruel, people are, and I ain't understanding. And people were doing their bidding for them, and they didn't understand what the real intention was behind what they were doing. And so that tells you a lot, like what I said in the beginning. You're told, you taught who to hate and things like that, but you don't really understand, the real reason behind that, because what they don't tell you is the truth. They don't tell the people the true reason behind, things that's going on, because it's so dishonorable, to everything that the society was founded upon. You feel me? And it would mislead, or not mislead, but it would like put things in, accurate perspective. And that's what's been going on. So, when people talk about what's happened in my life in the last 8 years, how I got slandered to things, to me, that's relatively a small thing. You feel me? It's like I'm looking at the overall theme of the whole situation. You feel me? True enough, you got people, random places, random, quote unquote, random, people that say things about my life, character, my integrity, attack my person, attack everything, attack, my identity, my brand, my likeness, attack everything. But obviously, you feel me? It was a part of something bigger. They're carrying on what was already in, full effect against my life by a God-hating structure and a God-hating society, or a society, a satanic cult that hate God and things. So you see, they're working toward the same purpose. Whatever happened recently was a part of the same thing been happening, for the last 20 years. It ain't no conspiracy. It's being proven every single day right now. You feel me? I'm a person with no type of brushes with the, with the structures or legality, but yet I'm being butchered. My life is being butchered as if, I'm one of those guys. You feel me? I'm one of him. I'm one of them. Those guys who did this to me. trying to steal a God-given brand and everything. Those the people that really fit that criteria. You feel me? But money put them above the law and put them above scrutiny. You feel me? Cash, material. You feel me? Materialism. It put such people above. You feel me? Above scrutiny. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can't really look at it like that because you got so many people that do so much stuff through the years to their own life on purpose. Normalize anything else they do for as long as they live. So it's a tremendous structural corruption scam that involved the structures thoroughly, heavily. And that's because you had certain influential figures that made it like that on purpose. They integrated themselves in the structures, and while the structures might not have asked for it initially, but their later participation in it, you feel me, also incriminates them. They copulated themselves into a crime, a larger than life crime against humanity. You feel me? And so that's something that the structures would not tell the public or the general public. You feel me? It's the great deception. And so that's what it is. You see, it's a tremendous scam, man. Well, and then that's why some people, join, cults and gangs and stuff, to secure their spot that they gain, by stepping on somebody else, without, earning anything for themselves like that, you know what I'm saying? And I mean, I'm a very, very nice person, and everything, but the methods have been, that they have went about and, unprovoked, extreme violence and cruelty and inhumane torture of my life, unprovoked, without even meeting or having one conversation with me ever in over 20 years. You feel me? But they already sold all this evil to my life already. So they know it'll be no hope of ever having that conversation as long as I live. And so you got the same structures. Now when I say the structures, keep in mind everything I already just said. You feel me? About how they integrated with, certain artists on purpose, they're doing all this. So the same structures, you feel me, are coercing me, into hugging the influential figures who did this to my life. You feel me? Rather than performing justice and being a barrier and enforcing my boundaries and my rights and my civil rights and things, you feel me? They've taken an approach of negligence, generally, to allow these same people, in order to coerce me to be in proximity of people they know, that at the drop of a dime, at the whim, it don't take nothing but a sneeze, These people be willing to try to kill me unprovoked to preserve, the fact of how they scammed, the entire country, in order to keep the brand and strong on the brand of a person, over a child, a child in advance. So this is an active crime situation. I mean, as far as the resolution and solution for it, that's in the hands of, people that got common sense. But, but as you see, it's still an active crime situation. The things that people did, or, later influential figures and things, they still participated in that. I mean, it don't matter. I mean, they still did. They participated. It's even, it's influential figures who, people, I guess, quote unquote, beloved or renowned. They was telling me themselves before I even knew who they were. You feel me? Or significance, 3 years ago, let me know that they were doing this on purpose, telling me, shamelessly, and, let me displaying no remorse, concern, regard, and just, cruelly and boastfully, tauntingly, incessantly, letting me know that they're doing this to my life. And then allowing me to see, through directed information, unprovoked, allowing me to see how they was twisting society up. They had the money to. They could do that from above the law. They rich. They had the money to twist society up, to normalize the concept around me. So it's like, it was a position where, say if somebody, I mentioned this actually not too long ago. It's like a parable. It's kind of like the situation, like they would twist society up to normalize a concept that they were actually doing to me, but to prevent me from being able to speak about it. Because if I speak about it, then that would blend me into, everything else that was going on. You feel me? It's like a way, it's like to silence you. You feel me? It's like a way to silence you. They, in advance, they start doing things, associated to the kind of things they're attacking you with on the low. They do things publicly, you feel me? They do things, and it's been happening for years, you feel me? And they do things publicly, you feel me? In a way, in accordance to the, the type of things they're inflicting your life with privately, covertly, under the radar. And I've been going through this for like, 3, 4, 5 years already. And that's another thing they do, you know what I'm saying? And so they normalize the concept on a societal level, you feel me? And they normalize the concept on a societal level to silence you from speaking out about it. Because if you speak out about it, then that's gonna conform, that's gonna make you seem as if it's to conform you into the perspective that they already promote about the thing, that they pay a vast amount of people to participate in it, in advance. I mean, I'm a witness of these things, so, I mean, people, they say what it may have been. They say it could have been some race-related stuff. I believe it was some religion-based hate or whatever. The fact is, it happened unconstitutionally, in violation of every civil right of a person, unprovoked, arbitrarily for a prolonged period of time. Years and years and years and years. Anything they see happening right now is a part of that, which I already documented and already exposed virally to the free world, to the society in advance, ahead of time. That's why they see a lot of my quotes and things repeating, because I wasn't predicting, quote unquote, predicting the things that I was seeing. I was actually going through the exact same situation I'm going through at this exact same moment 3, 4 years ago, after I personally informed the structures of every aspect of the structure, Homeland Security, the FBI, the Capitol. I called personally everybody, and then these situations still continue to worsen through the years in spite of, the foreknowledge that they had attained. But first, before I did that, I was already informing the public of everything that was going on virally. You feel me? So that was my first move, and the public includes the justice system, you feel me, and the structures and those like that, so I was already got ahead. I got to jump on the situation early on, you feel me? So I mean, that's as a regular person, as a civilian, that's the best you could do, as a civilian, that's the best thing you could possibly do, and so I mean, but yeah, man, it's a situation that connected, and now people can understand. They put the pieces together, man. Like, it's no coincidence. Literally, it's not a coincidence at all. It's too much consistency to be a coincidence. You feel me? It's too much proof and consistency for it to be luck. You feel me? It's too much consistency, throughout the course of all these years. And even people that saying that really look at the situation to go all the way back, you feel me? And then they all the way back from those years to now, and then they'll see it connect. But just the last 8 years alone, which I personally have been aware of. Before that point, I wasn't really aware of because of, again, natural human growth. You feel me? Natural human growth. They're exploiting things that are inevitable. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's impossible for a child to have complex knowledge, of the kind of things they were putting against them in order to be proactive and then, make time-sensitive information, and time-sensitive, capturing of a crime that was being arranged around their life in advance. And anybody who was able at that time period, had the wisdom to try to, get help or something, then they take those people out and then cover up the situation. You feel me? Under false pretense and make it seem as if, something else happened. You feel me? When it was that, when they literally killed witnesses, you feel me, of a situation. And then so it snowballed to this point we at right now. You feel me? And that's mainly what happened. You feel me? That's what happened fundamentally, and it just got cleaned up and covered up real nice. Feel me? It got covered up very nice. And so you see this situation, it always compound and snowball. You know what I'm saying? For instance, at the beginning of the year, I got robbed, from my home, like a $500, unprovoked, out of nowhere, while the structures was watching me and while the public was already informed and simultaneous to me informing the public of what was happening, the general public. I'm an icon with my literary stuff. They had a scam that they were using people that quote unquote were quote unquote legends, who I guess, those people tried to use the longevity of other people because they're older in order to pick on the little guy. You feel me? Like that. You know what I'm saying? They try to encapsulate or overshadow a person's legacy and try to attribute it to people it didn't come from. You know what I'm saying? To take away that strength from me. You feel me? So the real reason why they're attacking me, which is my talent, can be disguised as something false. You feel me? I told y'all people can lie on their senses. I've been saying that. It's satanic cults. A band of demon-possessed people. You know what I'm saying? Tremendous, a giant band of demon-possessed people, satanic cults. You know what? And they do this against the purposes of God. They can lie on their senses at will. You feel me? They can get a lot of people that's possessed with them to also lie on their senses with them. So it seems like it's a lot of people. It's obvious. You feel me? Just knowing the things that already happened. It should be coming somewhere. Yes, you see destruction's taking no valid effort. You feel me? In the preservation of my rights. Considering the things we know now. So, they intentionally through the years been trying to work every gray area that they can find in the structures. And so that's what it is, man. You put all the pieces together, man.